Okay, today's July 9th, and this morning was kind of a rough morning for Chris and I. The morning just didn't seem to be jiving well with us, or vice versa. I don't know. But the first trade, Chris actually scaled into this one, anticipating the break of the high a day for a breakout. TVL is the ticker, TVL, and you could see it's kind of hard because this is hindsight, but at the open, this thing looked like it was going to give us a nice breakout day above this resistance level right here. And well, unfortunately, it didn't. It cropped out. He scaled in a very small position right here, anticipating the break. Once we would have gotten this break, then we would have added and been in full size, but it never came. It ended up failing. Got out with very little loss. Good risk management on this one, because this is the area that we anticipated it to break from. We anticipated the buyers to come in, take control, give us a high day break, and then we would be off to the races. But the opposite happened. It broke this EMA that it was using as support, and then the momentum of the trend went to the downside. So we ended up, seeing this into, going into the lunch hour, and I was looking at it, and looked at Chris, and I was like, man, look at this thing. It pulled the red to green move. This could really give us something. But I ended up staying away from it. I ended up not trading this afternoon at all. I just wasn't vibing right with the markets this morning, and had some other things to focus on. So I let it go, but it ended up giving us the breakout that we were looking for this morning. So, you can see that as a fault of mine for not taking the opportunity when I saw it in front of me. But um, this one ended up being very beautiful, and it just kept going and going all the way up to the 1780s. So that one was a failed trade, but had a second opportunity to enter. I didn't take it, but the trade did end up ultimately working if I would have traded that afternoon move. Next one was MM, and I've been waiting on this one for a while. You can see on my watch lists, and I tried it today. Unfortunately, what I did was I scaled in, and then it was just part of my position, and then I ended up obviously getting out here. I got impatient, and I, instead of letting this edge hold, I took a graceful exit on it. I didn't feel like dealing with the choppy channel price action, even though in hindsight that was a dumb move because obviously the edge did hold right here around 884. So I ended up re-entering as I realized this, and I'm like, well, I really shouldn't have gotten out in the first place. So I re-entered another scale, and then it went for it. It had some trouble around this 9 level, so I went ahead and added the rest of my position, anticipating the pop through this 9 level here. But we didn't get that. It kind of faded out right before lunchtime. So I went ahead and pulled a tight stop on this edge and got stopped out. So it ended up uh, going through. I was anticipating this retest of the 890 level to hold, but it didn't. So I would have been out either way, even if I would have held this initial trade. But I maybe would have been more compelled to start taking some off around here if I would have stayed in with my initial position. But either way, it went choppy, and it did end up hitting 905 on the day, which is good from my entry around 891. It's okay, but I was looking for a bigger move on this. So, uh, anyways, that was that. And then the last trade was a trade that Chris took, CSCO. This one drove him bonkers um, all morning. He tried to trade it twice actually. This was on the daily a big breakout of. There were a few resistance levels here, broke both of them, and so he went ahead and entered excuse me, he went ahead and entered around this 2505. 25 was really the level that on the daily that was breaking. Now, the thing about this, and this is just, my opinion, is this move is pretty overextended. Um, but it is giving you the break of the daily as well. So I see why he entered this. I probably would not have entered it, but he did. And he went ahead and scaled in more, it looks like, up here. And then it ended up failing, got out, had a really tight stop, really tight. He did not want to risk too much on this trade, and I don't blame him. And then tried to get in again, and it ended up, low ticking him before it before it retested the high a day. But he was looking for more than just the high a day on this. So, it didn't work out either way because he was looking for a breakout of this 2520 level for a continuation, kind of like a three-phase pattern continuation move. So that one didn't really work out for him, but that's all right. So, basically the morning kind of sucked, and then it seems like the afternoon picked up for all three of our trades, really. Ended up making it higher, CSCO made it higher, and TVL definitely made it a lot higher. So, really, the play of the day was TVL, in my opinion. Too bad I screwed it up, but that's all right. There's always tomorrow. We'll see. Looking at broad market conditions, the market's bullish. Uh, you could see this is a 50% retracement from 2000. This is the S&P, E-mini S&P 500. This is a 50% retracement off of the 2013 gains that we are bouncing off of, and now we're into resistance on the ES. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow because we're either going to get a break through this resistance and we're going to just continue higher and with a slow bullish trend, or we might get a pullback, get a retest, and then break through this resistance level. And this is the daily chart. So tomorrow should be an interesting day. If we do get a pullback, it could be a good day for shorts, especially things that are overextended. So we'll definitely be watching the market conditions in the morning.